Hello, I'm Lise-Lotte. I have been waiting for this day to be able to share with you something that is really close to my heart, something that I have been living now for a long time, and something that I have finally kind of figured out how to make it look a thing that I can share with you. And the reason that I think it's so important is because I believe that this thing is life-changing in the most beautiful of ways. I also believe that it's something that is possible for everybody. So that's where we start. Now, I've got this big piece of paper. What can you make with one piece of paper? Well, if you have some creativity, you can make a lot of things with one piece of paper. I'm going to show you what I have made today. So I had two pieces of paper, one to show you, and this is what is left. Any ideas what I've made? Besides a lot of little cutout things here. All right, so in the last number of years, I've taken the way that I do creativity and the way that I facilitate helping people come back to their creativity. I've done it in lots of different venues, lots of different ways, from a membership to online workshops to workshops in person. I've been doing workshops in person actually for I counted it up, it was 38 years. Anyway, I started, my degrees in human and social development. I've worked with children, youth, and families. I've worked in the corporate environment, in universities, small business, all the things. And so I've taken all of those pieces and I've put it together in what I call the Flora creativity practice. And the reason that I think it's so important is because two things. One is it's transformative. Leading a creative life, having creativity in your life, in all aspects of your life, is a transformational thing. And what it means is, what it makes possible for you at the end of the day, is that I think it can bring you meaning and joy. And it can also bring connection to yourself, connection to your creativity, and connection to those around you who are really important. And so for the last 4 years, with workshops, retreats, and my membership, I have been learning from the women who have been in my classes and here in my little flower farm doing things and all the things and online. And I've had the honor to watch some journeys that have been really so exciting to watch, from somebody who didn't think that they were creative at the time to somebody who is very creative in their whole life and doing all kinds of amazing things. And so I've thought about this as a framework, like how could I help share this with other people? And so that's where my piece of paper comes in. So first you start with trust and openness. So there has to be some level of trusting the process, being open to finding out new ways of doing things. So that's the first thing. So we put that, you can see my soil here, that's meant to be the soil, so it's the bottom. And then now some plants, because you know me, I live on a little urban flower farm, everything's a flower, right? So we're gonna do a daisy. So this daisy, and I think the leaves do come up first in a daisy and then the stem. So that's how we're gonna do it here. Not all plants are like that. A lot of the plants see the leaves first. But anyway, this plant, we see the two stems first. So, two leaves first. So this one says willingness to step outside your comfort zone. So that's the next thing. So you start with a sense of trust and openness. Doesn't have to be big. This can all grow. And then you have this willingness to step outside of something that is comfortable for you. So outside of something that you've already been doing. And then you have also alongside that, so there are two leaves here, willingness to give yourself grace. And what I mean by that is when you start something new, whatever it is, and believe me, I've started a lot of new things, especially in the last number of years. It's going to be messy. You're going to be a beginner. You're not going to be good at something, or you might be good at it. Other people might think you're good at it, but you don't think that you're translating your ideas in the way that you want to in a creative sense, or whatever it is, or it's the technology or whatever. All of that is learnable. And also, you have to give yourself a sense that, hey, you know what? I'm not judging myself for doing the thing. I'm judging myself by saying, hey, look at you. You're trying that thing. Way to go, you. The way that you would talk to a child you really love, or somebody who's really important to you and you love so much. It's that same kind of thing, that's what you have to speak to yourself with. And so giving yourself grace to try something, to fail, to come back, to learn, to figure out what you don't know, to figure out what questions you need to ask. So that's what this one's about. Now, curiosity is something which in any creative life is, I think it's the stem. So I think it comes out of here and it comes up this stem, and you are driven by curiosity. You are driven to say, what if? You are driven to say, gee, I wonder, I've never done that before. I wonder if that would work. Or this, what about this color? Or, oh, I could try that. So curiosity, what happens if, what if? And then we have some things that are very important in the whole piece before something even shows up here. And that is, and this is my son, presence. It's so important to have presence, because when you have presence and you learn how to do that, I'm going to put it up here, and the sunshine is up here in the corner. It illuminates all kinds of things. So through noticing, we can see things differently because the light illuminates things for us. And we also need, and I need that here on my little flower farm, I need rain. So here's my little raindrop. And the rain for me is gathering inspiration and my creative practice. So that is something that is always feeding this. And this is my creativity. And this is my daisy. And can you tell that I do abstract art because it doesn't look like the perfect daisy? I don't believe in that perfect thing. I don't believe in everything being exactly, because that's not the point. The point here is that we're doing stuff, and that's the important point, because our bodies care that we are making. They don't care what we're making. So, but there are, as you can see here, 5 elements, as I see it, 5 elements to your creativity. And you get it, so part of it is flow, part of it is making, part of it is playfulness, and a sense of awe and wonder, so important. And then we get back to that skill of noticing. And these are all things that you can develop. You don't need to have those right now at all. But you do have to have, I think, a community. And this community, this little bee here, is kind of, she comes along and she pollinates the flowers, and sometimes there's a bee on the flower, sometimes not. The flower is developing their creativity on their own. But the community is all around this, and that's what makes for a really healthy plant, is that it's got the right plants around it. But I think it's what makes for a really healthy creative too, is that there are lots of exposure to new ideas and what other people are doing, not to copy them, but to be inspired. Oh gosh, look at that color, that's cool. And then you might see it in something else, or somebody might take that color and use it in their weaving, and they saw it in somebody doing a piece of clay with something with a glaze. Like, it can be all of those kind of things when you live a creative life. And when all of these things are in place, you have at the very center my creative self. And so that is my model. That is my model for how I think about facilitating and helping people come back to their creativity. Everything that I have done over the last number of years, and probably before, I hadn't really thought of it but till now, but probably before, because it's also based on behavior change, like all the things, right? You'll notice here there's no judgment. There's just kindness. And that's when we're going to make the greatest gains in something that we want to do. And so this I am so excited about, because I feel like you can really see it. Like, if I were, like, I help people come back to their creativity, and that's what I've been doing, connection through creativity, and that's what I've spent the last 5 years doing. But if I were to teach somebody how to play the guitar, I couldn't because I don't play the guitar. But if I was, and somebody said, well, I want to be the hero around the campfire and I want to play the guitar, but I don't play the guitar yet. Well, we'd break it into steps. We'd go, okay, well, then you do these chords and you hold your fingers and you this way and you da-da-da and all the things, right? Like we'd break it down and learn. And then one day you'd be at the campfire with friends and you'd be the guitar hero there in the evening under the stars. How great is that? But I think for creativity, we enter at different places. But I think that all of these things kind of, they come and go. There's, you might have more or less trust, you have more or less curiosity, but all of these things need to be present to have what I think of as a really rich creative life. And so I am very, very excited about the possibilities that are coming up that I will start to share in the next few weeks of how I'm going to be able to share this in a wider way so that other women can experience what I do on a daily basis, which is meaning, joy, and just a lot of fun, like a lot of creativity. Doesn't mean you have to change your job, doesn't mean you have to quit what you're doing now, but it's an enhancement. It could be a change. You might be looking for something else, and you really like that whole notion of experiential learning and you want to do something else. Maybe you've had a transition and now you have more time. That's awesome. But this is what I view as being what we need to have a really rich creative life. And I can hardly wait to share more. So thank you for watching this video. If you find this interesting and you have questions or comments, I would love it if you place them below. I always answer all of them. And if you want to be in touch, my Instagram is there. You can always DM me. And I have a newsletter that comes out every week where I share different aspects of connection through creativity. So with hundreds and hundreds of people around the world. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And there's lots more to come. So thanks so much. I hope you have a fantastic day and I wish you peace on your path.